I'm Tom.
And we are Velocities in Music, VIMTV. Today, guys, under a much requested album by us, we've had several different people request our thoughts on this album that came out a couple months ago by Nicolas Jaar, Space is Only Noise. This is a very experimental album.
Oh yeah.
I think that's how you, I classify it as experimental electronica. I know some of you folks out there go pretty crazy with how you classify and put albums into different genres and subgenres and subcategories even. And you guys take that pretty far, which is cool. I'm just not into that. I just call things what they are to me, which is this is experimental electronica music that tangles with other genres such as dubstep, trip-hop, ambient, and even jazz. I get a lot of jazz out of some of the real instrumentals that Nicolas Jaar provides. And by the way, we realize it might not be pronounced Nicolas Jaar. It might be something else, but we don't know. And so I apologize if this offends you. Seems like some of you guys get really particular about how we pronounce things, so I apologize if we're getting it wrong. I really enjoyed this, Tom. But what are your thoughts? What did you think about Space is Only Noise?
I really enjoyed it too. As an album, it really works. I like that he's not afraid to put these transitional tracks that really help albumize the whole thing, or else it'd just be kind of a bunch of spastic tracks. But a lot of the things he does with the grooves, with the beats that are, you know, a lot of electronica, you get like the constant hi-hat or something, or the constant moving beats. Like Aphex Twin is a little more like that in general, I'd say. This has more of that kind of start and stop vibe that you get out of like Nightmares on Wax, even like the books remind me a lot of that with the sampling.
Right.
But for here, I mean, it's just a lot of good songwriting, a lot of good constructions. I mean, the production is immaculate.
Which you would expect.
Yeah, which the low end in the bass actually is especially what stuck out to me. A lot of cool bass lines on here.
And one thing I noticed, I don't know if you noticed this or not, but there's sound effects that he uses throughout the album. And it just adds this other level. They're constantly going around. Here's this song that's going on, and here's this sound effect going on at the same time that if you're not listening for it, you might miss it, but they kind of connect all the songs together, which I feel like, I mean, I love to see it when an artist, especially in a genre that isn't reliant on hooks or vocals or structures, does things to connect the songs and albumize it, essentially. Sorry to interrupt you. Didn't mean to break your thought.
No, that's great. One thing that I didn't like about this album as much are the spots with the like regularly sung vocals. I just don't like the quality of the voice as much. Like Too Many Kids in the Dust and Space is Only Noise, if you can see, which actually, I mean, they're both very good songs, but the vocal performance isn't quite my style. I think that it sounds almost a little camp, which isn't really what I was looking for in this. Something that starts so introspective and kind of dark and moody to go into that, you know, it's not tacky, but yeah, I think camp is the best word to use. It kind of threw me off, but still, I love the flow of this album. I love all the little things that are going on. I like that this challenged me because it was an album I was listening to at work, and then I just realized, no, I can't. I can't because I can't listen to this on speakers that are possibly, you know, 6 or 7 feet away from me. I've got to listen to this either in headphones or, you know, right up close, paying attention to what's going on, because there's so many little things, so many atmospherics that are adding to the sound that you're just going to miss. You're just going to overlook, and because of that, you're not going to like it as much, and you're not going to get the listening experience that Nicolas intended. Yeah,
and the thing I love most about this is the variety of sounds that he throws at you, in the different styles and the instruments that he uses. It's all just this quite eclectic, beautiful mix. And what bothered me the most about it is because when you have all these beautiful instrumentals and then these damn drum machine beats, and as Tom pointed out earlier, they're produced very well. So don't get me wrong there, and that does make up for some of just the inherent hokiness with that, but I still feel like you have all these really nice instrumental pieces going, and then you just have a tacky drum machine. I mean, really? Couldn't you have done something more than a drum machine? Really? Anyways, that I really got hung up on that, as obviously you can tell. But other than that, I mean, I really thought that just the experimental nature, how he tied all these songs together, was quite nice. It kind of reminded me of like a haunted house ride, and you're in like this little cart, and Nicolas is guiding you through these different rooms he's created, where he shows you these different experiments that he's doing, and you get to see the world in a new light through these rooms. I guess I could roll that into
Willy Wonka.
Yeah, kind of like that. Essentially, this is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. It's just kind of French electronica, or I think it's French. But overall, I felt like this could have been more concise, but at the same time, if it was more concise, it would lose its experimental nature. So I'm just going to settle and just say that I really liked it, enjoyed it. I think it's just at the cusp of greatness. So I'm going to go 79.
I'm going to go 78. Okay.
We definitely didn't like this as much as a lot of people out there are just raving about this, but I do think that it is worth checking out, especially if you're into the electronica, experimental electronica sort of genre, however you guys want to describe it. I'm cool with that. But if you're not into that, stay away, because you probably won't like this at all. What did you guys think? Did you love this, or were you with the pack of reviewers out there who just thought this was the best thing since Cheesy Rice? Or were you just, kind of like us where you thought it was good, or did you even not like it? I mean, I've actually not heard a negative review of this album yet. So leave us a comment at www.velocitiesandmusic.com or youtube.com/velocitiesandmusic. I'm Jake.
I'm Tom.
And we are VIMTV, Movie Music Critique Forward.